Hi. This is very, very important. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and hope Saturday is coming well for you. Okay, so today something really crushed me this afternoon. Talking based on the news I heard. I saw on the news platform legit.ng, and it really, really caught my attention, and I felt that I just have to do an urgent talk on this because it's related to a relationship matter. Now, this is totally off for me. Suspicion not to be drawn as a conclusion. This is really, really off for me. When you go to legit.ng, all right, you're going to be seeing the news there. A jealous husband brutally killed his wife over suspicion of infidelity. Now, the tagline I got from there is number one, a jealous husband. Number two, suspicion. Okay, suspicion. And so I had to coin the topic, suspicion not to be drawn as conclusion. Never should it be drawn as a conclusion over any matter. Over any matter. Suspicions have been there. Suspicions has been existing. It should not be drawn as a conclusion over any matter. Now, I don't know what happened there, but before the news have to take it up like that here in Nigeria, I felt that they might have done one or two interrogations with that man, and they found out that it's something that has been drawn from the situation of jealousy. Now, what is suspicion, first and foremost? I think from my own particular kind of understanding, suspicion is a feeling, it's a deep feeling, it's an initial feeling, all right? Let's just put, initial feeling or belief that something may be true, or that someone is guilty of a particular action, often based on little of evidence, flimsy evidence, or without full understanding of a situation. That is when we can say this person is suspecting something. That's when we can call it a suspicion, the platform of suspicion. I'm talking about this because this has really killed a lot of marriages. This has really killed a lot of relationships, and should not be a baseline. Should not be a baseline for conclusion, no matter how it feels, no matter how it comes. And I'm going to be telling the reason why people who find themselves in this kind of a situation as a jealous lover. See, it is normal. Don't tell me, I'm not going to be telling you that it's not okay for someone to be jealous whenever you're in a relationship. Especially whenever you love someone, it is good for you to be jealous. There are healthy jealousy, and there are intoxicated jealousy. All right? So a jealousy is healthy when it does not take a life. A jealousy is healthy when it does not stop the progress of their partner. A jealousy is healthy from a lover when it does not dent the image of his or her partner. It's a healthy jealousy. It's a healthy jealousy. But a jealousy become a toxic jealousy when it's now get to an extent of competition. It now gets to an extent where you have to dent your partner's image for you to strive. Where you have to spoil your partner image before her parents, before his parents, and all those kind of stuff, before friends, before people. Things that person has not done, you try to do it. But you try to say it. You dent that person, you kill that person, you backstab that person. When it become toxic, when you don't want that person to grow. You hear some people saying, if my wife gets to make money today, she's not going to respect me anymore. If my wife gets to make money, she can stand on her own. I don't want my wife to stand on her own. I want my wife to continually be under me. Who tells you that woman, did God ever give a kind of a criteria that a woman must, okay, she must always be under her husband because she doesn't have money. No. A woman submits to a man she totally loves. And that is why God has expected us to, as men, to love our wife. Then comes submission from a woman. It's something that flows naturally. God will have said, love your wife, and then your wife will in turn give you children. He will have named any other thing. But he says that submission supersedes everything. Submission is totally taming yourself. Submission is totally handing over everything that concerns you. So when the love flows naturally, it doesn't stop submission from coming from any woman who totally has conscience and who is totally a sane person. It does not stop it. Now I'm going to be telling you the reason why most people fall under this category of toxic jealousy. And I'm also going to be giving the reason why suspicion should never be drawn as a conclusion. It should not be drawn as a conclusion. This matter really pricked me. I was scrolling through my phone. I would have swiped past this, but I saw it that actually this really happened. It happened in my relationship. It has been happening in sessions I've been having with people, discussions I've been having with people. This particular suspicion of a thing and jealousy has really caused a lot of chaos in relationships. I've made many sweet relationships become chaotic, and this is very, very, very bad. What can you really draw from something that is flimsy? What evidence can you really hold from something that you don't really find that, okay, this thing is handy enough for me to stand on it? Taking a life is worth what? What is it worth for? If you feel that somebody is doing something to you in a marriage that you feel is not okay by you, there are many ways to suit that up. You can take a walk from that relationship. You can separate for some time. That doesn't mean divorce. But before you get to this issue, I think there's supposed to be kind of some things you have to do before you get there. That is why in most of all the talk I normally talk about on relationship here, I talk about the first key to any healthy relationship is a complete, genuine, and a transparent communication. You must be transparent. You must give that platform to transparency. A honest communication. If that bridge is not being sealed that way, it can fall. Anybody can communicate, but when I find out your communication is baseless, it's not untrue, I might not trust you. It may lead to trust issues in the relationship. And trust is not enacted, it's supposed to be earned. This is totally bad. This is way out of it. Many people who are out there drawing their conclusions out of suspicions. Suspicions, you can hear, you say, my friend told me they saw you with one man. And you could draw conclusions on that. You hear, they say they saw you snapping picture with so person. They saw you standing with so. My mother told me that you called somebody today when I was not around. My brother told me that you stopped and you were talking to one guy in your office. Your friend called me that you didn't go straight to the office and all this kind of a thing. Please stop drawing conclusions from all those. They are completely baseless. They are completely wrong. They are completely baseless. Okay? They are all baseless. Do you understand me? They are all baseless. Uncle, auntie, if this is what you do in your relationship, then it is wrong. It is wrong. You must not give any person out there the reason to destroy your home. Many homes have been destroyed by hearsay. Many homes have been destroyed by stories their father and their mother tells them that happens in their home. Fictions. You hear fiction destroying realities. That is way too high. That is way too high. That is way too high. Something might happen to your friend does not mean it will happen to you. Something might happen to your husband does not mean it must happen to you. Or happen to your parent does not mean it must happen to you. Something can happen to your friend that does not mean it should happen to you. You see a lot of people today. That is why I kick against some movies. Yes, because I think some people are more visual and audio learners than believing in realities. Some people like to believe fictions. Some people like to believe fictions or movies, things they see, and they categorize on it and live like that in reality. That is why when I see some movies that I can see they are home breakers, I don't allow it. I don't like it. I don't smile at it. I frown at it. Yes, because not everybody has that control over their emotions. Not everybody has that control to fight some things, to believe believe that this could be a facade. Let me believe something else. Let me think this is film, and this is movie, and this is reality. Even if it's happening in a movie, it does not entail that must happen in my home. Some people, what they learn from movie, you see some people, they just watch some skits, they watch some movies that are home breakers, some movies that are just made to break homes. And they go and start to look for such kind of loopholes in their marriages when there is none. And before you know, their homes start falling apart. It is very, very important for a critical thinking, and it can prompt further investigations or kind of consideration. Whatever it is, suspicion should never be a baseline to draw conclusion. I beg us, no matter how it's coming from, no matter how it seems. See, there's something about we women. When we want to get attention, some men do it. We try to fake some things. Because we want to get attention. I can decide to start laughing and nobody's talking to me on my phone. I start to call names. I start to laugh. I might even be talking with a girl and pretend she's a guy because I want to get attention from my husband. Though I'm not applauding this, that it should be okay and approved, but I'm just trying to tell you what people do, especially the women folk, because they go as far because they want attention. Attention is one of the key languages to a woman's heart. And before that woman does that, she might have suffered and be tortured enough. Maybe there's no attention. I normally tell people the category of people that fall under this kind of toxic jealousy are people who they don't talk. You hear some people, I'm drawing this from the fact of the things I've heard from my counseling sessions. Yes. You hear some people tell you that my wife don't talk, but she's a very, very dangerous person. The day they will take action, you would think it's devil that left hell to live with you. That's why the word said that hell knows no fury than a woman being scorned. We must try as individuals to understand when we are couples and we are in a relationship. We are no longer living for ourselves. Where is this kind of a relationship, this kind of a tagline now taking this man and his family to? If he has a wife, children from this woman, how do you think that these children can face the social space comfortably in years to come? This has dented a lot of things in this marriage. This has dented a lot of things as a protectorate of your home. Men are the protectorate of their home, of their territory. It's okay for you to be jealous as a human being. But when it becomes toxic, it's a problem. I'm advising clear communication. When you don't understand something, it is very important that you ask. And I also know that some people, they try to complicate issues. They don't want to listen. They complicate it the more. But when you see that such kind of person is growing in such kind of a wings, I think the best thing for you to do for your mental health is to get a separation. Or just ignore that person. If you have the grace to ignore that person, ignore the person and what the person behaves stupidly and childishly. When he or she is tired, he will come back to her senses or to his senses. I'm talking about this situation. I'm angry about the situation. I don't know what happened. The dead is already gone. I don't know what happened. Nobody to talk for her. Neither am I talking for her. I'm talking about the kids. I'm talking about the stigma this has already raised for the children. I'm talking about the face of the children after this event. This has the potential of making the children scared of what is called marriage. What is called marriage? There's something that happened to me some weeks back, which I normally tell people. There's no perfect place out there. This happened daily. I was opportune to go through my husband's phone. I think he gave it to me, and I used it to chat someone up. And at the end of it, I noticed that there was a chat I know that woke me up at the middle, like that kind of 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was on his phone. I showed him that day that, see, this lady chatted you up. He said, okay, yes, he has something to really give back to her. I said, okay, and I took my mind off it. So the next day again, she chatted up. Well, I found out that the chats of yesterday were already deleted and all those kind of a thing. It's enough for someone to think that something was actually wrong, coupled with the fact of how the chat came. But to my greatest surprise, I felt very okay to really relate it with him in a kind of assertive manner. Dear, I think I saw something and it's no longer there. Do you think there's any need for you to have deleted it, or do you think there's something wrong somewhere, or what happened to it? And the next thing I heard was, in an assertive way, he didn't do it. This is the reason. It's on this disappearing mode on the end of the receiver. It was not him. Why should he delete any message? And I absorbed it. And that was it. We discussed. We opened up in an assertive way. I think it's better done like that. But in a situation whereby you don't talk about things, you suck things in, you want to be good, and you are deeply cutting yourself inwardly with something sharper than a knife, it can kill the relationship in no time. In fact, the relationship is already gone, because you are just living on endurance. Instead of flowing with the flow of the love in your relationship, you're living on endurance. I'm talking to couples, I'm talking to ladies out there. You see some girls, they take their life. Singles, also you are needed in this kind of a forum. Your take on this is needed, and you have to listen to this. Please, if you're listening to, share this to many people. Look, even as a single girl, as a single guy, you find out the person you're working out with is not genuine to you. There's no need killing him. There's no need killing her. There's no need killing yourself. But you take a walk for your health. If you can endure it, fine, good, pretend like nothing happened. But if you feel, your emotions, you cannot control it, your health cannot take, your mental health cannot absorb that, please, there's no need for you going down into depression or killing someone. You just tell the person you don't think you can continue with this. Quietly. Drawing conclusion based solely on suspicion can lead to unfair judgment. It might not be true. If you find this kind of situation, it might be that the woman was not even cheating afterwards. False accusations. Conclusion based solely on suspicion can lead to misunderstandings. Instead of suspecting, suspicion should serve as a starting point for gathering more info, examining evidence, call it whatever, and considering different kind of perspective before reaching a conclusion. Then you can draw a baseline for that. You should not draw your conclusions based on speculations and only intuitions. It can destroy home. I say again, it can destroy home. Men, women, we folks, married couples, we should understand that when you are in marriage, you are no longer living for yourself, you are also living for your children. Majorly, you are living for your children. You now have people that you are now custodian over. Doesn't matter whether they are boys or girls. You are not a custodian. So sometimes you want to express yourself, you want to smash the table, you want to smack someone else. Think about the children. Think about the aftermath. You want to strangle your wife, you want to strangle your husband, you want to do some things. You want to take some action to prove you're a man. You want to prove you're a woman. You want to prove this. You want to prove that. Proving for what? You are teammates. For crying out loud, we are teammates in marriage. The man is just the team leader, the servant leader, the team leader. Not a tyrant. We are not under the platform of tyranny. This issue is not welcomed at all. If this is happening anywhere you find yourself, please, ladies, especially African ladies, you cannot be here anymore. It is important you shout. It is important you go to human rights and let them know your complaints. Don't die out of toxicity in your relationship. Don't die out of violence. Because if this person was not too violent, he wouldn't have taken the law into his hands. And men, no matter how it is, you find something like that. I trust men to see them as they can control their emotion. There are better ways to go about it. Let's not be so spontaneous in our reaction to the extent we forget about that we are in this relationship together. It's a race. It's a custody over kids. Their lives are important than our feelings most times. Please, I don't know. Legit.ng, please. Government personnel, Nigeria here and wherever, please. Anywhere. This is being seen. I think before they have been arrested or anything, they should be taken for proper scrutiny so that they will know lectures, so that they will know what they've done. As an emotion coach, I know very well that it's not good to repress your emotions. But even when you are expressing your emotion, it is very, very okay. I'm advising that you should be on the A level over your emotions. Don't let your emotions cloud your sense of thinking. Never you allow it. Because it might be too late for you to understand what your emotion might have cost you before you get yourself. Please, I want to know your take on this. You're listening to this, wherever you're listening to this, I want to know your take on this. I want to know what's your advice out there to people who might find themselves in this kind of situation with husbands or wives and people who might have been in this kind of situation before. What do you think you should advise them? Okay? And this situation that is out now, what do you think is the advice to people who are the law, the people who are holding the law down over this issue? What do you think they should do? What do you think? Even if definitely they should arrest and kill him, as people would want to say. But I think that some people need to be educated. If they can have a place they can educate people on all this, even if they are killing them, at least they should know that these are not supposed to be done. And also your advice for people who find themselves in such kind of toxic, jealous kind of relationship. What's your advice to them? What's your take on this? Please let me know through the voice link, and I'm very, very obliged to to listen to you, and also people can also learn from you, wherever way you're listening to this from. All right, and you can please just drop your name and drop your where you're watching from, and that will help me mention you and give you a warm hug in my next podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. From Mom Ziba, please just stay safe in your relationship. That's all I want for you. Loves. Bye.